Hello, YouTube fam. Welcome to Cherries, Haws, and More Vibes. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little different. Today, I'm going to be talking about my plant, my first plant that I have purchased in a while or received in a while, in a long time. So, let me show you what plant I'm talking about. If you watch some of my previous videos, you probably already know or have seen the plant. Okay, here it is. This plant is my Dieffenbachia Seguine. And please excuse me if I'm pronouncing some of the words incorrectly, but I'll try to do my very best. Isn't she pretty? She's growing very good, nicely. I have had her for about a month now because I purchased her in um, March, and here it is April, and she's growing really good. Okay, I have some notes that I'll be reading about her. So if you see me looking down, I'm reading the notes about my Dumb Cane. And I renamed her. Her name is not Dumb Cane. Her name is Candy Cane. So let's get started talking about her. Okay, as I stated, this plant is a Dieffenbachia Seguine, nicknamed Dumb Cane. And it is a herbaceous plant of the Arum family, Eracea commonly grown as a house plant. There are numerous varieties. This plant has attractive foliage and ability to tolerate low light intensities. Dumb cane is native to tropical America and West Indies. Dumb cane are easily propagated by stem cuttings. This plant is poisonous and get the name dumb cane from the temporary speechlessness that can occur after chewing a piece of the stem. The cells of the plant are armed with stinging crystals known as rapides. And if chewed or ingested, the rapides and sap of the plant can irritate the mucous membrane and cause swelling and inflammation of the tongue and throat. They are not recommended if children or pets are present. So if you have children, small children especially, I would say, small children or pets, you don't want this plant. If you do purchase this plant or receive this plant, I would suggest placing it up somewhere high, making it harder for it to be reached, because you don't want this to happen to your children or pets. So, my children are grown, so I do have a grandson that do come over sometimes. And since I received this plant, a lot of times when he come, I try to put this in a different area where he won't be tempted to, I don't think he'll chew on it, but because he's 5 years old, he should know better than that. But I just kind of put it up so he won't, be tempted to maybe touch it. And also, if you touch it, maybe, or if some of the sap get on you, I would say it could cause maybe a rash or something like that, or, some type of allergic reaction. So you got to be very careful with this plant. So I didn't know that when I purchased this plant. I just liked the way it looked. I saw it at Aldi. That's where I purchased it from. Saw it at Aldi, and I said, oh, that's a cute plant. But you got to be careful. When you purchase a plant, you should know something about it, I think. But anyway, I thought it was cute. So I went ahead and purchased it. And then I found out, later that it's poison. There's a lot of poisonous plants, especially if you chew them. So ingest them. A lot of them are poisonous like that. But this one is, I think, highly poisonous than some of the other plants. So I wouldn't recommend it if you have young children, though, and pets that chew on things. And most Dieffenbachias grow from 3 to 6 feet tall and 1 to 3 feet wide. And individual leaves can be 18 inches long by 12 inches wide. The genus Dieffenbachia was named for a gardener of the 1800s. And I really gathered most of this information from like the online encyclopedia on Home and Garden Information Center. That's where I got my information from, my research about this plant. And also they recommend to water this plant thoroughly. Then let soil dry to the touch to a depth of 1 inch. I'll say 1 or 2 inches, let it dry after you have watered it. You don't want to water it too much though. I've been watering mine, I'll say about a week and a half or 2 weeks, depending. It seems to be when it starts getting dried out about 2 weeks. I don't water it like every week sometimes, unless it seems to be dry. But anyway, they can be fertilized from March through September. And liquid type fertilizer can be applied at half strength every 2 to 4 weeks, or you can use a time release fertilizer. That's what they recommend for this plant, as far as the research that I have done so far about it. And the temperatures, and I have not yet fertilized her. I plan to do that soon. I got to buy a fertilizer. And actually, I'm going to repot her because I found out, I didn't know at first, the pot that she came in when I purchased her, which is inside of the actual pot that she's in. It's a smaller pot that's inside of the pot that you see, the purple one. So she's still in her original pot. She didn't come with the purple. I just put her in there. So I didn't know that she was not in a draining pot. That pot does not drain. It does not have holes at the bottom. And you need to drain. You don't want her to sit in wet soil. You want the water to drain out. So you don't want the what they call it, the roots to rot. So I'm definitely going to be replanting her soon. I plan on replanting her at least sometime next month and fertilize her and all of that. And her temperatures, she prefer from 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. They say that's ideal for the Dieffenbachia. And these plants mature leaves, as these plants mature, their lower leaves naturally drop. I was really concerned about that. Actually, I think I asked my sister about it because some of her leaves have dropped off since I purchased her. Like 3 leaves have came off. They turned yellow and, pretty much you can just pull them out. They died. But reading this or doing the research, they say their lower leaves naturally drop as they mature. So that made me feel better, more comfortable about that. So I was thinking maybe I was doing something wrong, but yeah. So let me let you look at her again. Isn't she beautiful? She has some new plants coming in there, new leaves. Some new leaves are coming in there. She's been growing really good because she was a lot smaller than this when I first purchased her. So for a month, this is pretty good, even though she lost those 3 leaves, lower leaves. Okay. And also, you guys, what I want to do is introduce you all to some new members of the family. I have purchased some more plants. And these plants are my Mother's Day gift to myself. You know, my Mother's Day gifts, in which I know I deserve. So let me show you what my Mother's Day gifts are to myself. It's this little guy right here. Well, it's a girl. I named her also. And the type of plant, and I may do also another video about her. This is a, let me see, get the name right. This is a, oh, here it is. Marble Queen Pothos. So it's like the varied variety. You know, she have different colors in her leaves. Isn't she beautiful? I like her a lot. I think this is a beautiful plant. So, yes. And I named her Queenie. So this is the Marble Queen Pothos. And I named her Queenie. I will be repotting her as well because she's in a small pot and I can't see her roots. They're not, I can see them at the bottom. I don't know if you can. They're not coming out of the holes that much, but I can't see them. And so this is what, I purchased. And I purchased her from Home Depot. That's where I got her from, Home Depot. And she's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's move along. I have one more plant to introduce you to. This beauty right here. And what type of plant this is? This is a Fica elastica. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's like nickname, I believe, like a rubber plant. But this is like a varied type. Look at her leaves. Isn't she pretty? As well, she got sort of like a pink tint. So I wasn't sure, so I did some research exactly what type of ficus this is. So I looked, and once I did the research, I determined that this is a ficus elastica ruby because she didn't look like any other one. She didn't look like the one they had called burgundy. She don't look like I believe it's called the ficus elastica Tanika or something like that. Tanika. She didn't really look like that. So the one she looked the closest to me is like a ruby. She just got a little hint of pink. A little hint of pink. So that's what I think she is. So yeah, very beautiful. And they put this in a very beautiful pot. And this plant was a little bit more expensive. And I purchased her at a grocery store actually. I got her from Kroger grocery store. I looked at her and I was like, I want that plant. And so yeah. She cost a little bit more though. She was like $16.95, so you can pretty much say about $17. But I think you also paying for what they put her in because they put her in a beautiful pot. Then they have this on the bottom, so yeah, they potted her very well. She's. I mean, this pot is just adorable. The other pots, just plain plastic pots, but she's in a ceramic type pot. So she was a little bit more costly, but hopefully she grow nicely. I'm gonna say she is. So I named her, since I believe that this is a ruby, I named her Ruby. Since I believe that she's a Ficus elastica ruby. Her name is Ruby. So yes, I like her a lot. I think she's very beautiful as well. And you know what? I was trying to figure out what window is in my bedroom because I have a window in my bedroom. And I'm trying to figure out what window is it like because I looked at some of the videos of people like it's in the south or the east or the west or the north window facing window, and I'm like, okay, what window is in my bedroom? So I came to the conclusion that is a north window. And that's not good because the north window does not get a lot of light. It get the least amount of light. You want the southern for plants, you want the southern window or the east west, but it does, I believe, also get some light from west, I'll say. West and east, but mostly the window is a north facing window, as I think. I try to figure it out by using a compass. But you know what? Know who I'm gonna ask, and it's kind of embarrassing. I'm gonna ask my grandson, and he's only 5, because he is so good with the directions. I'm like, how do you know? He like, we going north. If we ride in the car, so I'm like, what? Are we going east? Or we going? I'm like, how do you know that? What kid, a 5-year-old, be all into that? I know I wasn't at that time. I wasn't even thinking about stuff like that. So he's very good with directions, and I never had a good sense of direction. So I'd be going along with him. Okay, you probably right. So I need to ask him where's what window is facing in my bedroom. What is the window facing? I mean, is it east, west, north, south? I need to ask him that because he tends to know that type of stuff. So I'm going to see what he say, but I think it's a northern facing window. So I don't get a lot of light. So what I probably do is just buy me some grow lights or something. I probably get them from either Temu or Amazon or something like that. Yes, because just the least light, the northern facing window as far as my research. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to leave any comments, or if you know more about this plant, the Dieffenbachia Seguine, please let me know. And till next time, bye now. Take care. Thank you.